On a list of creepy liminal spaces most likely to be full to the brim of nightmarish creatures, warehouses are pretty high up there, especially when they're full of coffins and mariachi skeletons. That's where this guy found himself while investigating a weird noise that he'd heard down there while working in a connected building. He was expecting to see some materials on the floor that had toppled over or something normal like that, but he soon realised that something much, much creepier was lurking down there.
Miren, raza, estoy acomodando estas tablitas aquí, pero ya tiene rato que se escucha algo allá al fondo. Allí está un maniquí, son una lata, pero es un ruido muy extraño. Mira, 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 ¿sí lo vieron? Ok. Mira, se asoma una sombra, pero se mete. Mira, mira. Ay, hijo de su puta madre. Pero se me enchina la piel. Y es que ya tiene rato. Y es que ya tiene rato. Bueno, como sea, va a quedar. Y es que, guachen, aquí no hay flash. No pasa nada. Mira, estas son las estatuas, te digo. Pero se asomaba de ahí. Mira, no hay nadie.
As if those sombrero-wearing skeletons aren't creepy enough, they appear to have a friend. The weirdest thing about this video isn't even the contents of the warehouse. When the guy goes to chase the shadow that was peeking from behind the wall, the second he steps foot near the area, his camera looks like it starts to glitch. It was working fine before he went shadow hunting, so what happened? It's pretty popularly discussed that spirits can interfere with technology in some ways. Could that be what happened here? Or was it some kind of prank pulled on him by a co-worker and his phone started to die as he was recording? What do you think?
Okay. Mira, se asoma una sombra, pero se mete.
The story of Sylvia Likens is one that is both horrifying and heartbreaking. The American teenager was tortured and neglected by her caregiver before she eventually died from extensive injuries and malnourishment on October 26, 1965. The story gets more stomach-churning when you discover that her younger sister was coerced into torturing her along with the other children of her caregiver. The defense attorney described it as, quote, acts of degradation that you wouldn't commit on a dog. All those involved were tried and rightfully sentenced to years behind bars. Sadly, some believe that even after her death, her spirit continues to seek rest. And this video, uploaded by YouTuber Carlos Coy 135, brings to light some shocking discoveries about the house. Take a look.
What was the basement like? This is the basement where the little girl was tortured. Dude, come here. This is fucking freaky. As you can see, this is what the basement looked like. That's fucked.
Oh, hell no. This picture is serious, too.
Dude, I fucked. There's a picture that's serious.
After going round to the basement, they find an opening where they stick their camera and catch something utterly frightening. Did you hear the scream? The camera catches a faint voice saying, "Can you help me?" But they didn't hear it at first, so as they turned away, a scream can be heard calling out to them saying, "Help." Again, they didn't hear it and went away. Could that have been the ghost of Sylvia Likens? Let us know what you think. But before you go, let's watch today's bonus video.
The Indian school in this scary video echoes whispers of paranormal events witnessed by both students and staff. But this one incident involving a possessed girl took the creepiness factor to a whole new level. Take a look. How in the fresh hell did she manage to defy gravity? Sure, it does look like an epileptic seizure, but the way she seemed to levitate for a brief moment just didn't look right. The guys were trying to prevent her from hitting her head, but none of them seemed to be pulling her body that high in the air. The comments section was filled with paranormal believers and even skeptics struggling to find an explanation for this one. Many claimed she'd been possessed by something sinister, but one thing worth noting was how everyone looked shocked when her body jolted up. What could have gripped her so hard that it baffled the entire class, including the teacher? Any idea what's going on here? Let us know your take on this one. Saying the word Wendigo will make most people's hair stand on end, but nothing compared to the woman that recorded this video of her front garden. All we can make out in this clip is a blurry shape of a tall, pale person. But in her next TikTok, someone brightened the image, and the product is petrifying. After their first encounter with the fondly named Horn Man, they packed up and left to stay with the family for a few days. But when they returned home, things were still happening around their house. She says she has begun experiencing night terrors where she would awaken screaming and covered in painful bruises. But what the hell was that thing outside? Either that's somebody wearing an animal skull and a robe, or it's some kind of Wendigo. Which one would be the scariest for you? Let us know.
Exploring abandoned urban structures that stupid o'clock is what gets these guys going, but when the paranormal comes back to bite you in the ass, your bravado will leave you with nothing more than sweaty heads and peed pants. And they were just about to learn that the hard way.
Oh yeah. See, man, this is what I meant. This is what I meant. Oh, this is beautiful. What is that? What the f- Oh my god. Hold up. Give me that. What's your face? Dude, you got quiet, the fuck?
The two self-acclaimed paranormal investigators set out to explore a recently vacated chapel locals believed to have been plagued by ghostly sightings, whispers, shouting, and sometimes very violent poltergeist activities. They knew they were in for a spook fest when they saw this just as they stepped in. They see giant, healthy maggots on the floor, like they had a feast on something big. but they hopped past them to go upstairs and realised that all the tales they heard about the place were true. It all started with a subtle sound. Then this happens.
No, I hear something.
Take care.
I heard something.
Get out.
I know you did too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was it?
I don't know what the fuck. There's something. Oh my fuck. Move.
As they scanned the play area for the source of the spine-chilling sound, the supposed spirit pulled a classic "hope you see me now" move, leaving no room for doubt. With adrenaline pumping and Goose Pimples on high alert, they didn't need another invitation. It was time to make a hasty retreat for the exit.
This ghost video was uploaded by the YouTube channel The Bearded Explorer on his recent adventure in Europe exploring abandoned houses in the woods, and it has raked up a decent number of views. Before long, some viewers started commenting about something strange in the video. Watch closely.
So we'll start with this one first because this one looks like it's got a lot of stuff inside, and it has. I've got some more photographs here, look. He looks a little bit like Nicholas Lyndhurst. Wow. Just look at the stuff in here, it's so old. The ceiling is completely covered in mould. Bit of condensation up in the corner again. Look at this cupboard, completely filled with clothes still. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Look at that, it looks as if something's been climbing in. Oh God, frightening in the bag to hit my leg. I thought someone tapped my leg. It looks as if something's been climbing in here and sleeping in here maybe. I don't know, maybe there is an animal of some sort. Look at all these photographs, wow.
Did you see that? It looked like the feet of someone or something hiding behind the curtains. Strangely, he never mentioned anything about these mysterious feet in his video or after editing it. It's almost as though he completely missed it. If we say it was a mere reflection of the curtain, how come we don't see it the second time the camera panned in that direction? Was it due to the change of camera angle, or did whatever was there simply disappear? But wait, that wasn't the only creepy thing captured that day. This one was hard to miss, even for our intrepid explorer. Take a look.
They never actually unpacked them. Right, let's try and get out of here without breaking anything. So what I'll do now, guys, I will run around, do all my pictures, my Instagram story and a TikTok video, and I'll see you back outside again very, very soon. Right guys, well that is it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Please go and check out the Instagram, which is _. Also go and check out the Facebook page. I'll call those up.
After setting up his camera outside to record his outro, the camera captures an eerie moment of the curtain moving as if being pulled back by someone or something peeking. He only notices this during post-production. There's no way the wing could do this. He definitely wasn't alone in the house. In fact, viewers claim they also saw the curtain move as he entered the house. Clearly, no one could be pulling the curtains back. suggesting that there could have been an unholy presence in the house. Could this sum up our paranormal suspicion? Or maybe he's just good at hiding his accomplice? We'll let you decide.
When paranormal investigators head out for a case, they usually come armed with gear, cameras, EMF detectors, spirit boxes, the whole ghost hunting shebang. But YouTuber and paranormal investigator Ye Carter, official, decided to do things a little differently. He took on a case involving an abandoned apartment in India that's said to be haunted by a child, and according to past occupants, this place turns into a full-blown nightmare factory once the sun goes down. We're talking phantom footsteps sprinting down hallways, objects launching themselves like they're sick of being in the house, and an overall vibe that makes you seriously consider living in a tent instead. Naturally, our guy decided to explore the place, solo, with just a camera and a twist. He used a red light spectrum to enhance paranormal visibility. Spoiler, it worked a little too well.
एक नए कंसेप्ट पे एक नए हॉन्टेड हाउस में मैं एक पैरानॉर्मल इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने आया हूँ, जहाँ पर रेड लाइट में यूज़ कर रहा हूँ। रेड लाइट में चीज़ें ज़्यादा दिखती हैं, ज़्यादा कैप्चर होती हैं। ओ तेरा भला हो, देखा आपने? कौन है? यहां पर सुनाई पड़ता है और कहते हैं कि दिखता नहीं है वो क्लियरली, पर ओ ये देखो, क्लियरली दिखता नहीं है।
Barely 2 minutes in, as he's giving his intro, a chair basically tries to leave the room by itself. Then the chair he sat on tries to peace out too. Now, the red light might make it easy to hide any strings or tricks if this were fake, but according to him, this setup actually helps the entities manifest more clearly. But before you throw your noses up in disbelief, let's talk about some facts. Ye Care does his investigations alone, and this house has been abandoned by the occupants. So basically, he's alone with his single camera, a red light, and apparently a ghost with serious trust issues. Of course, we wouldn't expect you to take his word for it, but judging by what happens next, we believe he might be up to something. See for yourself.
ओए, वो सामने देखो, कोई चीज पड़ी है, डंडा सा है, पता नहीं क्या है, हवा में उड़ता हुआ दिख रहा है सामने कैमरे में। वो देखो, ओए, एक मिनट रुको, एक मिनट रुको, एक मिनट रुको, एक मिनट रुको, मैं कैमरा उठाकर दिखाता हूँ। चलो, मैं लाइट थोड़ी और तेज कर लेता हूँ। ये देखो, ये मैं यहाँ पर इंट्रो दे रहा था बैठकर, और ये मेरा बैग वगैरह पड़ा है, और ये देखो, और ये वाइपर है, पानी वगैरह जो बाथरूम में यूज़ करते हैं। और ये देखो, इसके भी मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ घुमाकर। ये देखो, पता नहीं कैसे क्या हुआ है, आपने देखा होगा कि वहाँ से यहाँ पर, ओए, क्या हुआ है?
Like a witch broom on self-driving mode, the bathroom wiper lifts itself from the ground before dropping back to the ground.
ओए
And to shut the skeptics down, he films it up close to show that there were no strings or anything attached to the objects. But this haunted house wasn't done showing off yet, because as he moved towards the bedroom, the door started shaking until he unlocked it. And that's when this happened.
घर वालों ने वो जो करते हैं ना वो उसके हाथ है। देखो ओए होए 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 दरवाजा अपने आप खुला यार। इस गेट को खोलता हूँ पहले।
It's almost as if the house is trying to tell him something horrible happened in that bedroom. He found out in the most terrifying way.
कौन है? रेड लाइट ने जो कमाल दिखाया है ना, तो पूरी वीडियो देखना, मैं आपको बोल रहा हूं, फिर आपको समझ में आएगा। आगे चलते हैं। फिर आवाज आई, ये बच्चे की आवाज आ रही है। ये अभी एक बच्चे की आवाज आई यार। ओए 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 ओ ये देखो, बोल रहा हूं ना आपको, बच्चे। ओ जैसे ही अभी मैं आपको बोलना शुरू किया है ना, बच्चे की आवाज आई अभी। यहाँ पर गिलास वगैरह पड़े हैं।
Once inside the room, where the unholy vibes hit peak levels, he sees curtains being flung forward as if someone pushed them from behind. Not pulled, not breezed, pushed. Then he hears a child's voice.
फिर आवाज आई, ये बच्चे।
The same voice the former residents claimed stayed with them even after they moved out. Could it have come from outside? A speaker? How do you even explain the wardrobe swinging open by itself? At this point, most people would have gotten enough reasons to call it a wrap. But our guy wanted more for his viewers. So, he dared the ghost take a look.
मैं आपको चैलेंज दे रहा हूं, आत्मा को चैलेंज दे रहा हूं, इस घर में कोई भी है, मेरा चैलेंज एक्सेप्ट करो। दोनों दरवाजों को कैमरे के सामने, हमारे दोस्त देख रहे हैं, कैमरे के सामने बंद करके दिखाओ। ओए अब इसका क्या जवाब दोगे बताओ? कैमरे के सामने, कैमरे के सामने बिल्कुल कैप्चर हुआ है। ये देखो ये देखो ये देखो ये देखो ये देखो, फिर आवाज आ रही बाहर से कोई। हे मेरे मालिक, कौन है वहां? इधर भी कमरा है, इधर तो नहीं है कोई। समझ में नहीं आया, हे मेरे मालिक, समझ में नहीं आया कौन है। आसपास आपको फिर भी मैं दिखा देता हूँ। ये पूरी लोकेशन है। What?
After seeing one of the doors close by itself, he dared the ghost to close both doors, and right on cue, the doors shut with no one in sight or any logical explanation whatsoever, just straight up paranormal flexing. But then, things take another terrifying turn.
कुर्सी पे तो क्या बैठूं? मुझे लगता है यहाँ से निकलना चाहिए यार। ओए 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 कुर्सी कहाँ जा रही है देखो। ओए 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 सामने देखो। तेरी देख लो।
He hears the sound of another chair dragging, only this time, when he trails the chair with his eyes, he finds himself staring into the eyes of an eerie, dark figure standing silently in the corner. So now the question is, was this the ghost child the residents talked about? Or is this some far darker entity using that innocent image to lure people in? Either way, Yakar did what any sane person would do. He packed up his gear and got the hell out of there.
A hike became what many believed to be a paranormal encounter when Frank decided to explore an abandoned mine. What he captured on camera is nothing short of eerie. Take a look.
I'm not going to explore this. I don't want to get my feet any more wet than they already are. So, zooming back out, I'm about 10 feet inside the portal. So, that's it for this one. Let's go head to the mill, which is over the hill from here, and check that out.
But what spooked him wasn't all the junk.
That's a water heater right there, next to what looks like an old TV set.
And it wasn't even the resident mill mouse.
Over there, where my light is, there's another smaller oven. Oh, there's a mouse. Look at that. And maybe they use that to assay the ore. I don't know.
He made his way towards the stairs, only to be shown that he was not welcome.
Here is the staircase we came down. Whoa. What the hell is that?
What the hell? Yeah, it was pretty dark back there, so we wouldn't have been able to see somebody crouched there, poised to chuck something at his mate. But think about it. This guy's channel is focused on exploration videos rather than the paranormal, and those get views in the millions, unlike this one paranormal video. We can't really say he's faking the paranormal for views, because why would he crawl into a load of unknown rubble in the middle of an abandoned mill just to throw some random object, leave immediately afterwards, when clearly paranormal videos don't pay as well as his usual content? There were also no signs of another person walking along with him at all. According to Frank, he took that as a sign to leave Deadwood Creek behind and head home. It was a tense walk, but he didn't experience anything odd on his way back. Do you think he genuinely caught a paranormal event on camera, or something else? Let us know.
One thing you learn very quickly in the paranormal community is that you should try and avoid interacting with spirits to give yourself the best chance of whatever it is not latching onto you. But this guy made the mistake of associating with something in his workplace. It all started when he noticed strange things going on and wanted to record it for proof.
No.
se movió. No. ¿Quién eres? Vete de aquí. Déjame en paz.
To nobody's surprise, his recording made the entity worse, and it followed him home. So his way of getting rid of it was doing a ritual, for some strange reason. And whatever it was, did not want to be involved.
Y te saco del abismo para que te presentes. Ahora te lo ordeno en el nombre de Lucifer, que me dio el poder para que tú vengas aquí. Ahora que estás presente en el nombre de Lucifer, no podrás hacer ningún daño. Ni podrás salir de ahí por el sello conjurado que está en tu espacio. Te ordeno que te retires. Espíritu, retírate. Retírate en el nombre de Lucifer. Conjuro. Sellado.
We never get a view underneath the surface all the ritual stuff was resting on, so we can't be certain there wasn't something being done off camera. But the story doesn't end here. Unsatisfied with the result of the ritual, he decided to bust out the one thing he really should have left alone, the Ouija board. And it went about as well as you're probably thinking.
Regalarla creo que no funciona, así que tampoco quiero quemarla porque, como les digo, no sé si... Nunca se haya movido, Dios mío. ¿Dónde está? Dios santo. Padre Señor. Nunca se haya movido sola. ¿Vieron eso?
As he spoke about ways to destroy the board or close any portals he may have opened, the plaque goes flying. He picks it up and gets the camera real close to it, and you can't see any strings or wires attached. He hoped the Ouija session would answer some questions, but all it did was give him more, especially when this happened a few days later. What was that? Did you spot it? Look closely. That looks like a pale, ghostly hand pressed up against the window. But that wasn't even the scariest thing. He walked around with his camera hoping to catch something else. And oh boy, didn't he just.
Vete de aquí ya, en el nombre de Dios, en el nombre de Jesús. Vete ya. Se va a ir, amigo. No voy a salir un rato de recorrido.
What the hell is that? Why does it have red eyes and antennas? You can see it again a few seconds later too.
Vete de aquí ya, en el nombre de Dios, en nombre de Jesús. Vete ya.
That explains the pointy fingers. On the skeptical side though, the demon head does look a bit like a decoration, or perhaps a Halloween mask, but whatever that was, let this be a lesson to never interact with weird stuff in weird places. Otherwise, these pale hands might climb through your window tonight.
Imagine being on holiday, chilling in the sun, knowing your home is safe and sound, well locked and monitored by CCTV, when you wake up to a notification from your camera you never wanted to get. This family had a similar experience and is still clueless about what might have happened that day. Take a look. The movements and the lights turning on when the house was supposed to be empty had us playing the video in a loop, searching for answers. Did you also notice the figure walking past the mirror to the left? Perhaps the house wasn't empty after all. Another interesting detail was how the door went from having an oval window to being square shaped. Not to mention the blue flash just before the lights came on, which is typically used to hide editing mistakes, but it could just be the camera switching from infrared to visible light. As we dug deeper to find more videos, hoping for clarity, we only found ourselves tumbling down a rabbit hole of spookiness. Take a look. In this video, you'll notice that the light is turned off, and the door has gone back to having an oval window. It seems reality changes with the light. If this isn't a classic case of spotting the difference, then we don't know what is. The video further proves that someone or something is in the house while they are away. How do you explain the lights going off if the family was away on holiday? Nor did they have any timer switch. What are they up against here? A sneaky poltergeist happy to have the house to itself? Or a squatter skilled at avoiding CCTV and was living it up while they were away? But let's not rule out the possibility that they might be the ones haunting their own home. There are plenty of fakers out there these days anyway, so never know. Being a one-man paranormal investigator who explores an apparent haunted location at stupid o'clock for your teeming fans is all fun and games until the paranormal comes back to bite you in the ass.
뭐야? 잠깐만.
Not long after he made his way inside the old abandoned house, he saw the mirror swaying rather rigorously from side to side, and this wasn't as a result of the wind. It felt more like a phantom hand, and when he goes to investigate, no one or nothing is there.
사람입니까? 가지마. 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 가지마.
Following the figure he saw through the door, he goes to check it out, without stopping to think that he might be falling into a trap. Anything for his channel, I guess. But boy, was that the beginning of the downward spiral of an eventful, spooked-filled night.
뭡니까? 뭐? 저기 뭐야? 와! 거기 누굽니까?
After following the entity into a quiet room, things take a dark turn as the stuff on the table starts moving, soon joined by the window rattling ominously. Talk about the calm before the storm. This should have been warning enough for our guy to pack up and leave, proving he wasn't alone in the house. Someone or something was messing with him. Who knows how long before things get physical. But our guy is not one to back down from an unsolved ghost mystery. So, he pressed on, investigating behind the window despite trembling like a leaf. He found nothing until this happened.
뭐야? 뭐야? 너 뭐야? 거기 있어. 너 진짜 이씨야. 너 거기 있어.
For a grand, eerie act, the figure appears behind the door partition, as if taunting him to come closer. However, our intrepid hero pulls the classic
"Screw you guys, I'm going home,"
and bolts for the exit before things could get ugly. Now, let's analyse his night at this haunted house. For starters, we notice how he sometimes fails to investigate moving objects, and when he does, he doesn't do it quickly enough. Anyone serious about proving to their fans that there's nothing to hide would be more proactive about showing that they don't have a sidekick literally pulling the strings. We also found it quite amusing that the ghost seemed more concerned about showing him around the place rather than scaring him off. Not to mention some jump cuts anytime he panned the camera down. Then again, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We don't know why the house was so deserted, with almost everything in place. Perhaps it was a friendly poltergeist who dabbed in show business while it was alive. But hey, kudos to him for taking these brave expeditions into haunted places many wouldn't dare to venture. Real poltergeist activity, or just another paranormal entertainment? Share your thoughts with us.
In this scary video sent by our dear friend Erica Peterson, YouTuber Ray Rob and his friends started a live stream, as they do every other day. Although, this time, they didn't just talk about sports throughout the whole stream, because someone, or something, chose to make a bizarre appearance and interrupt the chat. Take a look.
I don't know, it might be time for him to go as well. You never really know. So I say you just build off of those people. Was that a ghost?
I just personally...
Oh, yo, Junebug, chill out.
Yo, that wasn't even a person.
Junebug, chill out. I ain't got time for this.
Yo, did we catch a ghost on stream?
Bro, stop.
No, stop it. Stop
Junebug,
it. Run it
chill
back.
out.
I gotta
I'm
run
alone.
it back.
Hey, I didn't see it. I didn't see
lights.
anything, man. I was looking at
Turn on the lights. Stop playing, bro.
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm gonna go look at it right now because this is what?
Oh, shit.
Bro.
What? Junebug, what happened?
That
What?
was not a person, bro.
Bro, chill out. What are y'all talking about?
Did you spot that creeper? What looks like a shadow figure can be seen walking behind Chris. Yeah, while confronted, he claimed to be alone. But was he really? You know where this is going, don't you? That's right, the TikTok clip wasn't enough for us, so we had to dig a little deeper. And that's when we found the original 3-hour live stream to bring you the analysis you deserve. After going through the whole thing, we found a few important moments that might be key to solving this mystery. Let's start with the first one.
Back in 5 minutes.
No, I'm gonna put the lights on, but
Yeah, do that.
No.
Hey, Christy, bro, you ain't got no turn.
Somebody, please cut that back.
Did you see how his camera picked him up as soon as he went behind the sofa? It had the exact same compression issue we saw when the so-called ghostly figure passed behind the sofa. But he said he was alone, didn't he?
Stop it. Run it back. I gotta run it back.
Let's analyze his reactions then.
I don't know, it might be time for him to go as well. You never really know. So I say you just build off of those people. Was that a ghost?
I just personally...
Oh, yo, Junebug, chill out.
Did you see Chris smirk as soon as he heard Junebug asking if that was a ghost? He didn't say yes or no, he just said, Junebug, chill out, while smiling. And when J-Rob asked if they caught a ghost on stream, Chris decided to say he was alone.
Stop it. Run it back. I gotta run it back.
So, let's see if he really was alone then, shall we?
But you can't out your son in public. We need to see you also talk. We need to see that you are showing your son or telling him.
Oh, here's our ghost it seems, coming back a few hours later when everyone already forgot about the spooky incident. Mystery solved then, right? Camera compression issues, someone else in the house, and of course, the perfect circumstances for a spooky clip. Would you agree? Let us know.
This video was sent to us via email by our Canadian viewer, Olivia Tremblay. Big shout out to her. Her friend sent her this video, and we were itching to have a look. According to Olivia, this clip was obtained through a secret camera her friend installed, after she kept coming home and discovering her kitchen cupboard door broken. Convinced it was her son, she went and confronted him, but he swore up and down he was innocent. This happened a few more times, and she became increasingly frustrated with her son not taking any responsibility. So, she thought she would set up a camera to catch him red-handed, except the footage she caught showed a much more sinister turn of events. Well, at least that's her son out of the doghouse. The story behind this clip feels quite genuine, and surely we would see any shadows from anyone pulling any strings off to the side, and the first cupboard opening and shutting couldn't have been done with a string anyway. So what the hell is going on in that house? Maybe they need to invest in some sturdy padlocks. Number 4. Statue of Skemet. Ancient Egyptian mythology is some of the most interesting out there, and Johanna James over on Funny Old World adores exploring it all. But when she's sneaking into the Al-Karnak temple in Egypt, she realised that it might all be a bit more disturbing than she first thought. This temple houses a certain statue of the goddess Kemet. Johanna and her team were ready to capture all the photos and drink in the experience, but there was something off about the room with the statue in. She made 2 reels on Facebook explaining what happened, and her experience was unsettling to say the least.
I felt like somebody had cattle prod the back of my neck. I had such a huge electrical surge through my body that the hair on my legs and arms and everywhere was standing on end, and I got like instant pins and needles through my body, which I'd never experienced before. So since last year, one of the members of the tour had the funding to send back equipment to test for electromagnetic activity. And turns out, yeah, the statue is emitting large amounts of electromagnetic energy. Nowhere else in the room, just the statue. And like I said before, there is no electrical equipment in the building. There is nothing. A lot of places in Egypt have put modern lighting in for the tourists, but this is not a tourist area. It doesn't have anything of that kind. You see the pictures. So where was I? This is a professional photograph done by a photographer who had his camera that he's had since he was 16 years old. And this camera is particularly good at taking very clear photos in low light conditions. He absolutely freaked out when he discovered that he could not focus his camera on this statue, and this weird like double exposed photo really baffled him, and he sent this photo off to his team back in Saudi Arabia to say, is there an issue with the camera? Is this a double exposed photograph of like 2 photos over another? Is his camera broken? What's going on? So the camera forensic people got back to him and said, no, this photo is not motion blur and it is not double exposed. This is some weird, this is what the camera captured when it was trying to focus on the statue and couldn't. For reference, here is a photo taken in another similar chamber with similar lighting. Same camera in the same temple complex, similar lighting thing. This is the kind of photo that you should be able to take at 22. This photo was taken this week on the most recent tour, also taken by a professional photographer with his camera. Now at first, I didn't notice anything wrong with this photo, right? It's just a person who's walking in front of the statue and it's got a bit blurry. Except that's not a person. The man took a photo of the statue with nobody in the room. This is not a person. This is nobody on the tour. Okay, here is an enhanced image of the photograph before, and you can see that this is not like a solid purple. This was not a human that was in the room.
One of the primary signs of ghostly activity is dodgy cameras. While the blurry photo of the statue could well be motion blur, clearly the guy using it is a pro, so why would only that photo be blurry? But it isn't just the statue that's blurry, it is the entire photo, including the background and everything. So what could it actually be? The electromagnetic energy emitting from the statue is super creepy as well. If only the statue is emitting it, surely there has to be something spooky going on. There are multiple statues of Skemet dotted around Egypt, mostly carved out of a material called granodiorite, a rock similar to granite. Granodiorite often contains magnetite. This material makes EMF readers go crazy. Could they have simply stood too close to a magnetic material, and that was what made everyone's hair stand on end?
In all of them, I took like maybe 20 pictures of them. And it's all the same, and that's the crazy thing. With this, if I literally move one step, the light frequency changes. Yes. And this, from multiple angles, I was getting the same thing. It was so freaky. I mean, this, I was right behind you. I used you see? The light is reflecting off your head.
Yeah.
But when I go next to it, there's nothing. And this.
The rest of the team also said their photos didn't turn out the way they expected them to, which is definitely weird, but the photos were only weird seemingly when the flash was being used. Could it be something within the material or the lighting in the room interacting with the cameras?
It's very specifically placed just there. As all ancient sites are in the world, they're on very specific hotspots for energy points, ley lines, if you want to call them that, or electromagnetic anomaly centers. Maybe, just maybe, the ancients were specifically building their sites on these places for reasons other than simply religious. Maybe they were functional as well. If you're into dimension theory and anything like that, I wondered whether or not Karnak was on some sort of weak spot between dimensions, maybe, possibly.
The strange thing about this whole thing though is the fact that Johanna says in one of her videos that the segment of the temple she visited with Skemet inside is off limits to the general public, when that isn't true. The specific statue of Skemet is said to be the oldest one to remain exactly where it was first placed. So she's quite the tourist attraction. There are loads of tours conducted and many photos produced of her. Did Johanna not know this, or was she perhaps trying to build up some more mystique? Do you know anything about this statue? Is Skemet secretly messing with everyone's camera settings and nerves? Or is there another explanation for this? Adventurer Alaa Al-Hamri never passes up the opportunity to investigate an abandoned old building, but when he visited this specific site, he knew there was something much more forbidden lurking inside than he was used to. He had visited the location once before to get a read on it, and he almost didn't return based on how quickly every hair on his body stood on end. When he was able to move his legs enough to get to the door, he was met with a flurry of dust, old furniture, and bats.
Ya Allah الخفافيش هذه. السلام عليكم. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا.
Could they be an omen, or just a testament to how long the place has been abandoned? Either way, Allah tiptoed deeper into the building, stopping just in front of a gnarly twisted staircase. But as he stood there listening out for anything, he heard one of these things he really didn't want to hear.
السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم. ترى بطلع لك. سمعتك. ايوه. سامع خطواتك اطلع. اخ العيال. سامع خطواتك والله اطلع.
Those were almost definitely footsteps on the stairwell. Realizing that he couldn't get whatever it was to come to him, he decided to go to it. He climbed up and began exploring the upper level of the building, which was when he realized that the entity he was dealing with was much stronger than he thought.
سامعين أنت إنس ولا جن؟ أبو محمد الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. ما هو طبيعي اللي قاعد يصير هنا يا جماعة، والله ما هو طبيعي. هذه غرفة الطلاسم يا جماعة. هنا طلعنا أكثر من سحر. أبو محمد جبريل. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله.
As he attempts to enter what he has dubbed the Room of Talismans, a room decorated with strange and cryptic graffiti, He is told in no uncertain terms that he isn't welcomed, but he heads on in anyway, discovering more and more strange images littering the walls. They weren't the scariest thing he saw that night though, because as he steps through the corridors, all hell began to break loose.
أبو محمد إذا أنت إنس اطلع. يا جماعة الكشاف اللي عندي في العماية. إذا أنت إنس اطلع. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. إذا أنت إنس اطلع ابن الحلال. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر.
Whenever he was able to dodge everything that came his way, he tried to continue exploring, only to have the worst possible thing happen.
أبو محمد حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. لا 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 أبو محمد لا إله إلا الله. يدي
Something tried to barricade him in the room using the very chair he stumbled upon before he walked in. After this, he makes the executive decision to get the hell out of there, but his journey back out was anything but smooth sailing.
والله يا الله بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. حصنت نفسي لا إله إلا الله. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل فيكم. أنا ماني خايف، بس أنا خايف من الإصابة بس، ولا أنتم ما تخوفوني. أنتم ما تخوفوني.
He said he had to withdraw from the investigation as he was terrified that whatever he was dealing with wished to hurt him. He was probably right there. Unless he had someone else following through the building and causing all the ruckus, There's no way he could have faked all this by himself. And how would a mysterious person do all of that without being seen? What could have happened here? Let us know what you think down below.
Have you ever been driving along at night and something just feels wrong? With the barren roads ahead shrouded in darkness, it would be enough to set anybody on edge. But for Mrs. Martinez on YouTube channel RGV Kids for Fun, it wasn't just the creepy ambience that messed with her head. The two figures seemed to be almost gliding through the graveyard, deftly moving from place to place with a quick flip of a cloak. And while it is quite possible that it's just two jokesters prowling around trying to scare people, it's quite difficult to shake the impression that they're trying to beckon people through the gates. Which makes us wonder, which is scarier? The possibility of two undead souls patrolling their resting place? Or the true intentions of two people milling about an abandoned graveyard late in the evening? Let us know what you think down below.
Oh, 綺麗。すごい。はい、いいよいいよ。一気にね。おお、あと一個。頑張れ。なかなか消えないね。もう一回。
These two ghost hunters were left trembling when they caught something truly bizarre on camera. They'd gone out to explore a bridge in Japan, an infamous spot with a tragic reputation, known for drawing in those ready to log out from life. So yeah, they were already expecting the vibes to be a bit off. Especially after learning that others had been there before, with a few even snapping ghost photos that went viral. But these guys wanted to see it for themselves, hitting up every haunted corner of the site at stupid o'clock. And it all started when they noticed something. They could hear it, clear as day. A woman's voice, singing. High-pitched, distant, and way too real for their liking. They continued on to a few more spots, including one where many visitors have claimed to have seen the spirits of an old man and a young boy hovering around a bus stop and a phone booth. After that, they headed for the real deal, the bridge itself. It could have just been the knowledge that so many people have vanished from the spot, but at a certain point, one of the investigators felt that he couldn't go any further.
May terasi ka. Nani? Kiro.
Hora. 今入ったんちゃう？俺動かれへん、こっから今。
一旦引き返すか。
ごめんなさい。一旦引き返します。一人で検証はするんですけど、これ以上ちょっと歩いたら危険な感じがするんで、ちょっと一回引き返します。で、今からですね、とりあえず一人検証やっていきたいと思います。
He says that it felt too dangerous to go any further, Could it be a case of paranoia or something otherworldly drinking him in, like it did everyone else? After spending a bit more time on that segment of the bridge, the pair weren't able to catch anything that really set their hair on end. But as they got back into the car and checked all the evidence they'd gathered, they realised there was one place they hadn't checked out thoroughly enough. A part of a different area of the bridge where only one small portion had had the concrete redone. They knew there had to be something spooky going on over there, so they went and set up shop to record some footage, which is when the creepiest thing ever happened right next to them. What the hell was that? While it could have been an animal or a bag of some kind, the way it moves is so human-like. You can even make out knuckles. Maybe it was one of the pair holding onto something on the other side and raising his hand up himself, but that would be basically impossible, because they went to check out the exact area that it happened. There's nowhere for anyone to perch unseen, able to reach their hand up. The thing is practically flat all the way down. So who or what could have been crawling up from the side of the bridge? What do you think? The scary video we're about to show you will have you second guessing that cheeky ghost walk you and your mates had planned. Japan is pretty well known for being chock-a-block with old, ghostly urban legends, and these guys were putting them to the test. They heard from residents of the village they visited that the local cemetery was haunted, specifically a nearby phone booth. Many reported unsettling sounds bursting out of the claustrophobic box at stupid o'clock, but none had been able to muster up the courage to check it out. In an attempt to uncover the mystery of this supposedly haunted area, these guys brought along some cameras to see what they could find. But they would have never expected the grisly end they were met with. What in the fresh hell is that? No wonder nobody went to have a look. If anyone did, they probably got eternally cursed to the shadow realm by this horrific ghostly bastard. The strangest thing about this video is the fact that the figure outside might not even be the same thing that grabbed the guy's feet. The locals always said the whole area was haunted. So could this have been the work of multiple entities? Because the last thing you need in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the night is some sort of spectral ambush.
On the 28th December 1985, a group of kids from New York had an itch to do some urban exploration. So they suited up with torches and an old camcorder and headed down into some of the abandoned tunnels that they knew were underneath their city. But the further they ventured in, the more they realised how out of their depth they really were.
Laser pointer? Was it this dark? No. Oh, you could see the edge.
Dude, we could seriously drown this. Guys, we're entering a neighborhood with people's backyard. Whoever that is, please find it. Quick. You can't say much down there. Oh, guys. Look. Dude, a spider took over this bird's nest. Guys, look. What the frick? 666. Dude, these are pictures of people.
Against all better judgment, the group of boys decided to keep walking deeper and deeper into the tunnel, which was when all hell broke loose.
Guys, there isn't light in either part. Guys, I think we're lost. Do you think we're lost? No. Wait. Did you hear that? No. What did you hear?
According to the video, the boys were never found, but the camcorder one of them was using was found on the floor, which is how we have this footage. But there's something off about the video that a lot of commenters seem to pick up on. The first being the times on the camcorder in the bottom left. It jumps from 7:36 PM at 9 seconds in, then back to 7:11 PM a few seconds later. Then towards the end of the video, the time jumps around again, going from 7:48 PM to 4:07 PM as they began to run away. But that time changes once more to 11:12 PM when the camera is dropped. Another strange thing about this found footage is the design of cameras they are holding. The video was supposedly filmed in 1985. The first ever handheld camcorder was only invented in 1983, and were honestly not lightweight and compact like in the video. 2 years later, in 1985, there had been the development of the Sony Handycam, which was a small, much more portable device. But there was no screen, as digital camcorders that included playback screens like you see above were not available for consumers until 1995. So how did these kids have a hold of digital camcorders? If that wasn't suspicious enough, in the original YouTube video covering the case, there is a bit of extra footage that the group supposedly took before they went missing. It shows them playing in the street, but there is something wrong there. That is an electric scooter. They weren't invented until the 90s as well. What is going on here? In the same video though, it shows a bunch of items that were supposedly left at the scene, including a school yearbook, a roll of film, a jacket, and even the broken glasses of one of the boys. But all of the inconsistencies make this story somewhat difficult to comprehend. Apparently to this day, the group have never been found, but is the footage really from 1985? What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section.
Do you think we're lost?
A pair of feet descending from the ceiling. Look carefully. Those feet at the top of the stairs. Where do they come from? And then we see it. What is that? A Wendigo? A skinwalker? A golem? A real ghost? An object gets thrown at you.